All right, welcome everyone. My name is Mark Hummel, and I'm sitting here with a friend, Corky Siegel, all the way from Chicago, and he's in Berkeley right now playing some gigs with Ernie Watts, and his lovely wife Holly is sitting back here, and we're just going to talk about Corky's career and your beginnings in music, and then just all the things that you've done, because you have really done
things.
You've done a lot of things, and I mean, you've done things that are very unusual for a harmonica player, in the sense of, where you've taken it has really been an unusual path. So I guess usually I just start off with, your background, where you grew up. You're from Chicago originally.
Mm-hmm.
Did you grow up in the suburbs there? Where did you grow up exactly?
I grew up in the south side of Chicago.
Seriously?
South. Yeah.
In the south side?
In the south side of Chicago.
Wow.
So that's
pretty unusual, yeah.
Helpful connection. The 60s, 50s,
Absolutely.
40s.
So describe what it was like as a kid growing up in the south side of Chicago. Was it a mixed neighborhood back then?
No, and it's interesting that you bring that up.
Were you in Hyde Park?
No, further south.
Okay.
And we always thought that this was a free country and we treated everyone equally. That was the story. And I looked out the window and I noticed that wasn't the case. I felt more comfortable in the black neighborhoods than I did in my own neighborhood. And in those days, you didn't go into the black neighborhoods.
So are you saying that the neighborhood you grew up in was sort of a white enclave compared to the other part of the south side?
Absolute white.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that called?
It was called South Shore.
Oh, okay. That's near Hyde Park.
Yeah, south of Hyde Park.
Okay.
Hyde Park is around 5,500.
Right.
This is 8,000. So.
Okay.
And actually, one of our friends who played in your group, Billy Boy Arnold,
right,
lived later just a few blocks from there. A few blocks from me.
Really?
So there was, yeah.
And that was in the 60s?
Yeah.
Right.
So in the 60s, I would venture as a saxophone, learning to play saxophone, rock and roll saxophone, I would venture into the black neighborhoods and find places to play there.
And how old were you at this point?
Let's see. It was 17, something
Okay.
like that. And so in 1965 was a turning point. I had met Jim Schwall, guitar player. And we had a musical connection immediately. And we were learning some blues, and we wanted to go out. And I was playing piano and harmonica. I was just learning harmonica.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to go out and just play some tunes in public. It's sort of what you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're looking for somewhere to play. And one of the first things that happened, I'll just throw this in really quick, is we walked into this coffee house, and there was no one in the coffee house except for two customers sitting way in the back. And there was a guy, serving, and we said, "Oh, mind if we play a couple tunes?" Sure. It was a little weird that we would do that, but so Jim pulls out his guitar and I have a harmonica, and we play a couple tunes, and these two guys come over and they go, we were listening to your songs, and we thought maybe we're working on a musical, and maybe you'd want to work on the musical with us. So we started working on the musical with them for like 6 months. Mm-hmm. And it ended up that we were going to be in the musical. It was going to be a 4-person musical, and it was about, at the time, capital punishment. And they get called to New York. We had already booked a theater in Hyde Park, and they get called to New York and drop the project. To jump ahead, years later, when we were the Siegel-Schwall Band, we were playing in New York. Steve Paul's scene, Tiny Tim was opening for us.
Mm-hmm.
And these two guys come in. But this time, one guy had hair like that, being natural. One guy had blonde hair all the way down his back. And they said, we've changed. We still want you to write the music. We finished the play pretty much. We want you to write the music for it. But we've changed the topic. It's no longer about capital punishment. It's about the hippie movement in San Francisco, and it's called hair. Now we're calling it hair.
I knew you were going to say that.
So we did not write the music for it because we were on the road and
right.
stuff like that. But they did come, Radio and Radney, those are the guys we were working with,
Mm-hmm.
the authors of Hair. They came to Chicago before it opened, off Broadway, and played all the music for me on my piano.
Wow.
And then invited us when next time we were in New York to see the opening off Broadway, and I got to see it, and it's amazing. So it's just a little something. This is all this was happening while we were still in college.
Yeah.
And had no ambition other than we wanted to play music.
Now, were you going to college at
Roosevelt University, yeah.
And Roosevelt's in Hyde Park?
Roosevelt was downtown Chicago.
Oh, downtown Chicago. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that happened.
University of Chicago is
Yeah.
the one in Hyde Park.
So, here we are, in the coffee house playing. And then we're doing it. So then, in the meantime,
what are the chances of that?
I know. It's just amazing.
That's crazy.
And then, and then later we produced Joni Mitchell's Circle Game and some other songs.
You produced it?
Yeah.
You mean it was a musical?
No, she wanted a demo tape. Joni Mitchell.
Okay.
She was opening shows for us, and she wanted demo tape, and we said, "We'll, produce one for you." So she came to Chicago,
Wow.
and Jim and I produced a demo tape for her so she could get a record deal.
Right.
This is all
Crazy
like
stuff,
still in
yeah.
college,
Yeah. Crazy
So-
stuff.
But the point that I make is that we were looking for somewhere to play. And we wanted to do this across the tracks. And so we walked into this place and said to the guy, "We'd like to play here." And he says, "Well, why don't the women are coming in this afternoon." And because this was in the afternoon that we had went in there. "Why don't you set up right here on the floor and you can play for them?" So Jim and I had a two-man band thing. But I had drums under the piano, bass drum and hi-hat, and harmonica and piano, and the stick on the hi-hat.
Right.
The whole deal, He said, "I'd like you to play every Thursday night here." And we start at 9 at night and go to 4 in the morning. But I don't want the two-man band thing. I want you to, I'm going to hire a bass player and a drummer. And so that was Pepper's Show Lounge.
Right.
It's Pepper
So it was
Lounge.
Johnny Pepper.
Yeah, and the first bass player was Mac Arnold.
Right. Who's still around.
Yeah, and I didn't know that, and he wrote me recently.
Yeah, right.
And all the famous bass players, we played with all the famous bass players and all the famous drummers.
Right.
Every one of them.
Who did you play with did you have Jack Myers on bass?
We had Jack Myers actually toured with us.
Did he?
Yeah, he went to New York with us.
Okay.
When we went to New York with Howlin Wolf.
And was Sam Lay your drummer?
No, I didn't meet Sam until a little later.
Oh, okay. So who were your drummers who played with you? Do you remember?
Name some blues drummers.
Fred Below?
Yes.
How about who's another?
Anderson.
S.P. Leary?
Definitely S.P.
Yeah.
Leary. Wait.
S.P. played with
Yeah,
Wolf
S.P.
as
That's
well.
right. S.P.
Yeah.
Leary.
Below.
Yeah, Below. Anderson. that
Oh,
played with
Bobby
us.
Anderson.
Bobby Anderson
Yeah.
was really a good friend.
He was a great bass player.
And all the those are drummers. And then the
No. Bob Anderson.
oh,
was
Bob
a bass
Anderson.
player.
We played with him.
Bass player.
But
yeah.
there was a drummer that played with Paul Butterfield.
Oh, besides
Sam, right after Sam.
Davenport.
Yes,
Billy Davenport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was so all the famous drummers.
Yeah.
All the famous bass players, Blue Blood, the whole thing. I
Right,
played with
right.
every one of them because they were our bass player and drummer.
Right.
One of the Thursday nights.
Yeah. So
And
was
then-
it like constantly changing as to
Yeah.
who you would have? Yeah.
But Mac Arnold said he played with us the longest.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. But and then
And how long did you guys hold that gig?
God, I don't know. It must have been like at least 6 months.
6 months.
Something like
Okay.
that. But then, the first night Howlin Wolf came and sat in and Muddy Waters.
It's so amazing.
And then the story about Little Walter.
Right.
And all these guys that
That's a
came to
funny
sit
one.
in night after night.
Tell
after
that
night.
story of Little Walter.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
And if a harmonica player came to sit in, I'd play piano.
Right.
If a piano player came to sit in, I would play harmonica. Or if a piano player and harmonica player wanted to play, I'd say, go ahead, and they'd just go up on stage and play with the rest of the band, and that kind of thing.
So did Span sit in a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Go to Span?
Well, we played with Span. Span took my place when we were already the Siegel-Schwall Band, and I got sick one time.
Really?
And Span
He subbed for
took
you?
him. Yeah, he
Wow.
played with Jim and
That's heavy.
Raul and the rest of the
Yeah.
guys. But so this is still 1965.
Right.
And so this one guy wanted to sit in, and for one reason or another, I said, well, why don't you come back another time? And the whole audience went, hey man, let him sit in, that's Little Walter.
Did you know who Little Walter was?
Well, as I tell the story, I go, it gets worse. I didn't know who Little
Oh
Walter
my
was.
God. Shame on you.
I listened to all the, I had the album.
Yeah.
I had the Muddy Waters album.
Right.
But I never read the back of the cover.
Right. You never let.
I was going, the music, and I just get to the
Right.
piano. And I didn't have any interest in reading anything. I wanted to
Yeah.
play the music.
Jeez.
And so I didn't, so I let him sit in, and then he started playing. I went, oh my God.
Did it blow your mind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was my life back then, total naive.
It
Was just about the music. I didn't care. I mean, I love the people, and they return that.
Right.
But I didn't care about the history.
Right.
I just cared about the music at that time.
Right.
I honor the history,
Yeah.
and I would have honored.
Who do you
history.
think is the heaviest person you heard back then? I know you loved Howlin Wolf, but
Howlin Wolf, definitely.
definitely at the top of the list.
Yeah. And
Right.
Wolf and Muddy.
Yeah.
Willie Dixon.
Yeah. Did Dixon come sit in some?
Mm-hmm.
Did he?
Yeah. And the most amazing thing is now we're Siegel-Schwall. Well, no, we weren't. We didn't become Siegel-Schwall until the first album.
And that was Vanguard
Yeah,
66?
66.
Yeah.
When Vanguard said, "What's the name of your group?" And we didn't have a name. It was just me and Jim.
Now, did Sam Charters sign you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Ahmed Adigan was there to sign us, and Sam told him we were already signed.
Wow. Oops. Sam, what were you thinking?
Yeah. Oh, and you have no idea. I'm not going to tell the stories. But boy, do we have some stories about that naughty Sam.
Oh, man. No,
Sam Charters.
Sam Charters. I've heard all kinds of stories about Sam
you
Charters.
have?
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, we got to tell you one off.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, I know so many people that were on Vanguard. I mean, Country Joe and,
Oh, right.
and
Oh.
Musselwhite and so many different
Oh, yeah.
people.
Well,
Yeah.
Country Joe sure has
Country
some
Joe
stories.
has some serious stories about Sam. Well, the weird thing is, he told me that Sam came to San Francisco and wanted to sign a psychedelic band,
Mhm.
and he couldn't decide. I mean, Ed Denson was Joe's manager of the Fish, and Ed was kind of showing him around, taking him into Fillmore and the Avalon. And I guess Sam really didn't latch on to anybody. Like, in the whatever amount of time he was here. And it wasn't until the very end of the trip, and he goes, I kind of like you guys. Why don't I just sign you?
Wow.
So he signed the Fish right then.
He came to hear Siegel-Schwall at the Fillmore,
Right.
and we got a standing ovation. And after the show,
That might have been the same trip.
it could have been. We're talking about the show, and he said, "Oh, you guys weren't that good." And we said, "What do you mean? We got a standing ovation?" I mean, in those days,
Right.
And he says, "No, you didn't. People were just getting up to leave."
What a nice guy.
Yeah. So anyway, so so we weren't the Siegel-Schwall Band
Right.
until we signed with Vanguard.
Mhm.
So that was like 66. So all 65. Playing at Big John's, we were Corky and Jim.
So what were you then when Sam saw you? What was it called?
Corky and Jim.
It was called Corky and Jim
Corky
when you
and
came to
Jim
the
Blues
Outlaw?
Band. Corky and Jim's Blues Band. No, this was, he came to see us at Big John's, I'm sorry.
Oh, at Big John's. Okay.
Yeah, that's when he
say.
came. I said later on.
Yeah, right.
He had come
Okay.
after we'd been set. But anyway, so the amazing thing is that we were playing at Big John's and Mother Blues. Those are two clubs on Wall Street.
Right.
And we were at Mother Blues, and who comes in with his whole family to see the band?
Mm-hmm.
It's Howlin Wolf.
Right.
So he comes in, and he tells me that Siegel-Schwall is his favorite band.
That is so funny, man.
And
That
then
is
he
so
corrects.
funny.
Then he corrects himself.
Right.
He says, "Well, actually, no."
You're my favorite white blues band.
Well, he didn't say that, but what he said is actually, I love my band more.
Right.
He loves his own band more. But he said he wants to take us on the road.
Right.
And that was at the time we had just been playing with Jack Myers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I...
Who was your drummer at the time?
Russ Chabot. That was our...
Oh, okay. All right.
So, and he was just a marching band drummer. He didn't really know how to play the drums, and he didn't want to join the
Is he on the first album?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't know how to play, and I said, look, it's just a little something, and I'm keeping things simple, so not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did it. But we went on the road with Howlin Wolf, and I have that photograph.
No, so let me ask you a question. When you went on the road with Wolf, did he have his band as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it was both bands.
Yeah, with
Hubert,
yeah, right. Sumlin, and all those guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
And and we used to wait. He used to knock on my door in New York City every morning.
That's what you were saying, yeah.
We take walks every morning.
Right. That's so awesome. Yeah.
And so that was really amazing.
Well, I'd always heard Wolf was actually a really nice guy. If you didn't know him.
Totally.
I mean,
But you better
Dick Sherman's told me that.
You better get to know.
Right.
Right. So that was like the beginning of Siegel-Schwall. That's
yeah.
And like I say, we were minding our own business. We didn't have any interest in the music business.
Right.
We just went along with signing with Vanguard. We didn't. And then we were just playing music, and honestly, all this stuff just sort of happened to us.
And you guys and Butterfield were the first two interracial blues bands out of Chicago, weren't you?
Maybe. I'm sure Charlie Musselwhite was in there somewhere, right?
Charlie came along just a little bit later.
No, I think way before.
Well, he was around before.
I think, yeah,
he was around before, but you guys cut your Vanguard record before he did.
We did?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I don't think his came out till '67.
It might have come out earlier. I don't know, but
I don't think so.
Well, you're counting.
Well, I'm counting.
Because you're the historian.
That's kind of what I like to do.
Yeah, so you
keep track of everything.
Yeah, so you could you could interject something in here and say, "Here's the facts."
Right. Here's the facts.
Yeah. But
Siegel-Schwall, Corky didn't know. He don't remember shit.
No, but Charlie, amazing human being.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
I don't need to say anything else.
He's got an amazing memory too for all this stuff. But he told me, speaking of Sam Charters, he said Sam Charters called him and said, "Yeah, Charlie, I got your check for you down at the Union Hall." Charlie said he went down and picked it up. It was $3.
Yeah. Welcome to the music business.
For the first album, which was an album you saw everywhere.
Yeah,
when it came out.
Yeah. I recently I'm starting to give my music away because I figured, well, the music industry is giving it away. Why should I let them give it away? I can give it away.
You can give it away just as easily. Yeah.
Actually, easier.
Yeah, easier.
Yeah, they have to pay me 0.004 cents.
Exactly. So, how old were you when you first started playing piano? Because you've been playing that longer, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I played saxophone before that. So.
And you mentioned something about Billy Boy.
Living in the neighborhood.
He took lessons from you?
No. No,
Or
what
you
happened
took-
with Billy Boy is before Siegel-Schwall, it was
Right.
probably 1960. You could probably figure the date out. He was playing way far south side Chicago,
Right.
someplace.
Maybe 63 or something.
And I walked in with a saxophone
Right.
because I was going around sitting in. In those days, I didn't know anything, and I just
Right.
said, "Oh, this is what you're supposed to do." I didn't know that you really shouldn't be doing that. But he invited me up, and it was Billy Boy,
Right.
and he remembered. He remembered that.
You seem to remember it years later.
Yeah, years
Yeah.
later, I was, I met him at Alligator Records and around the corner from my house,
Right.
and he remembered me coming with the saxophone.
And sitting
A
in.
little white kid,
And it was 1963, you think?
Or
Something
one.
Like that? Yeah.
maybe
Wow.
1, 2,
Amazing.
3.
Yeah.
So I was learning saxophone, and
So I'm just curious, how did you end up finding out about clubs and blues and all that? What was your kind of,
well, we wanted to play at a place that could have music.
and this was just you going in there?
Me. Oh, in those days,
In those
with the
days.
saxophone.
Yeah.
Usually, I was with other people
Uh-huh.
that wanted to go around, and they knew this person, and they said, "Oh, there's this place way on the south side. This band is playing. They're really good."
Yeah.
Because we were trying to put bands together in those days. Again, I was playing saxophone,
Right.
and I met a guy named Milton Boyland at a music store. A really tall, amazing African American blues player that was sort of played like Lightning Hopkins,
Mhm.
and he was teaching me how to
Okay.
play the piano, blues on the piano,
Right.
and we were just friends, and
And
stuff
so
like
did he tell you if something's happening?
Yeah, it was
Come down and
sometimes
see it.
Milton would say, there's this group playing, you should hear them and bring your saxophone,
Uh-huh.
that kind of a thing. So I was always taken under the wing.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
were what, in your late teens?
I was
early
white
teens?
in my late teens, yes.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
still white.
You're still white. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that,
Yeah.
Corky.
I thought you said I was white in my late teens.
No, I said you were still in your late
Oh.
teens. So, so I'm just curious about the scene back then. There were so few white kids that were into blues at that point.
Mhm.
Did you run into other people like Charlie or Butterfield or guys like that back at that time?
I actually sat in on saxophone with Mike Bloomfield's band.
And this was when
Way
Charlie
before.
and him were probably playing together back then.
Charlie wasn't with him then.
Yeah. I know they were playing together at that point.
Yeah, that must have been
Yeah.
a little later. But anyway, so all of that, so I was early, but I wasn't playing harmonica then. I was playing saxophone.
Right.
When Butterfield was starting to play
And were you
harmonica.
playing piano then? Obviously.
I have so many funny stories. And we just see every time you bring something up. So before, I have no idea how this happened, but I get a call from somebody that said, we understand that you play piano. Could you come and fill in? And I says, well, you're going to have to tell me what the chord changes are for the songs. I was just like playing chords. I wasn't really playing the instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And the band that I was playing with at the Something a Go-Go Club, probably in 61 or 62,
Mm-hmm.
was Harvey Mandel.
Oh, okay.
And I was
Yeah.
taking Barry Goldberg's place.
Aha.
And this was before I played harmonica.
Right. So you were
And I
playing
was just
piano at that
learning
point?
piano at the time.
Okay.
And Harvey Mandel stood over me and yelled chord changes at me all night.
Right. Right. How'd you do?
I don't remember.
You never got hired back.
I don't remember, but I mean, just as long as I was there playing the piano.
You think that was 63 or something?
Yeah, it
64?
couldn't have been much later than
No.
that.
Right.
Yeah, and then they started learning piano a little bit after that. The blue.
Right. And Harvey was playing kind of in show bands at the
Yeah.
time? Yeah. That's
And
what I
was in the show
understood.
band. And it wasn't the Harvey Mandel band. It was like Bobby V or something
Right.
like that.
And I know both Barry and Harvey were playing in those kind of
Yeah.
show. Even Johnny Winter, I think, was playing in a show
Wow,
band in
yeah.
Chicago for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to Harvey the other day.
Oh,
It
wow.
Sounds like he's doing good. Yeah.
Is he doing good?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
doing
good.
better. He's playing a lot and stuff.
Good.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so there were just a handful of white musicians that were really interested in blues at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, well, there were some that we don't really think about. Carp, someone named Carp.
Oh, Jeff Karp, right? He was a good, really good harmonica player.
Yeah, Jeff Karp and
Yeah.
Curly something.
Curly Bridges?
Sounds.
No, he was a piano player. He was
No,
a black
this is
piano
a
player.
harmonica player's name is Curly. He was good too.
And then, how did you meet? But did you meet Butterfield back in that time?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, I felt like there was a friendship between Bloomfield and me and Butterfield.
Mm-hmm.
And Butter used to call me,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd meet at Big John's, and he'd want to go to dinner with me. He
Interesting.
just really reached out. It was really beautiful.
That's nice.
And then he'd say, I'm not really hungry. You want to go having some drinks with me?
Mm-hmm.
I know, nah. I'm hungry.
Now, did you not drink?
No. So a couple
You're one of the
times-
few guys I know that didn't drink or do drugs
Yeah.
at all
That's right.
during that time. You're kind of the
The
sober
only,
hippie.
The only one.
You're the only sober hippie
It was
I think I know.
me and two other people in San Francisco were the only ones that.
The only
Did
sober hippies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
One was Frank Zappa. So
Really? He didn't
He
do
didn't,
any
no.
of that? Huh.
So Butter, would call me, and we did that a couple times, but never hung out together other than meeting to hang out, and then didn't
Right.
hang out. And then when I was at the Albert Hotel, he came down, knocked on my door, and he said, "Do you mind if I bring my record player down and play my new record for you?" And I went, "Yeah, sure." So he brought his
Wow.
record player down, plugged it in. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Put on the LP, this
Yeah.
big thing,
Yeah.
and played his whole album for me.
Yeah.
In my hotel room.
I love that about the old days, though. I mean, there was something really charming about everybody when they were that young and that new to it
And
all.
naive.
And naive, and everyone kind of like
Little Walter, who's Little Walter?
there was a real charm to me about those early days as
Oh, the white guys. in the
I'm saying
blues.
all of us, all musicians.
Yeah.
When you start and you're a teenager or maybe your early 20s, and it's kind of like everyone, I think, gravitated to each other.
And I'll tell you one thing that I only realized a couple days ago. Jim and I had no desperation. We weren't desperate. We just wanted to play music.
Right.
Not only weren't we desperate, we didn't have any ambition about it.
Right.
We weren't trying to
Make it.
make it.
Yeah.
Just play music.
Now, do you think you think Paul was trying to make it?
I have no idea.
So you
But I
didn't
do
really
know-
get a sense about that.
I'll tell you, I know when the time as I experience when people really are like that, desperate and want to make, is when they're not necessarily a known musician and they want to come and sit in.
Mm-hmm.
They want recognition,
Right.
and I don't want recognition.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy recognition,
Right.
but I wasn't trying to achieve it. I just wanted to play music. So, it's a big misunderstanding, I think, about the music world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you and all these other people we're speaking of, in my mind, you guys kind of were there at the right time.
Oh yeah.
There was so much luck involved in being in Chicago and San Francisco in that period of time.
Yeah.
Those two places in particular. And you guys came out to San Francisco right
Right at the right time.
right at the right time, 67, 68. And, to be a part of that, you met everybody.
We were managed by Chet Helms.
Right, who ran the Avalon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sort of was
Family dog,
the,
yeah.
the main hippie in San
The
Francisco.
main hippie in San Francisco next to Bill Graham. And it was kind of
Exactly.
like, the fact that you guys fell right into that meant that you got to play on bills with all these famous, later on famous bands. I shouldn't say at the time.
Yeah, because they were opening for us.
They were opening for you
and,
guys.
And
yeah.
Bill Graham used to call us, and I'd call him, and we were just buddies. And
right.
Hey, Bill, we'd like to come out and play in March.
Right.
Come on out.
Right.
Here's a contract.
Yeah.
I send a blank contract.
And these things were it was so loose and so kind of seat of the pants back then.
Yeah.
That there was a certain charm to it. And I think that's what a lot of people misunderstand, is that there was a real charm to what was going on in both San Francisco and Chicago.
And it's still seat of the pants.
You mean the scene?
No, me.
Oh, you're still seat of the pants.
My world.
Well, yeah, because you're an old hippie.
That's right.
And I think that's what audiences get from you too, is that they do get that. They get, Corky for who he is.
And there's a history, yeah.
And there's a history.
And I'm 80.
And the history is, and you're 80. And
which helps.
The history is fascinating.
It is fascinating.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, what happened between 65 and say 71, that was such a important time in music history.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite that matches it in the last,
at least for
60 years.
For us, because of the blues explosion.
The blues explosion, the rock explosion, all the things that happened between those two cities, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
And it was just the mashup of all the kinds of music, and you are a part of that. I mean, in the sense of that, you started as a blues band and you ended up venturing out into all these different genres within the 6 years. I mean, that was wasn't it 6 years by the time you had done the San Francisco Symphony thing?
In reality, Peppers are 65.
Right.
Big John's and Vanguard was 66. At the same time is when we started writing the symphonic piece.
Interesting.
So the symphonic world for me started in 66 at Big John's, where Sage used to come. And I remember sitting at the table with Bill Russo, the composer, who had written Titan Symphony for Leonard Bernstein.
Wow.
And Seiji Ozawa,
right,
and Bill Russo and me at Big John's.
Yeah.
At Big John's.
So he came up with the idea for you in a way. Yeah.
And he said, and Bill and Russo said, yeah, Corky, how are we going to do this? And I remember giving him a plan for how we're going to bring blues to classical. And the first thing I said to them was, the first thing we need to do, I believe, is make sure we offer something for everyone to not like.
Let's make sure we get that in there.
Yeah, and they love that. They said this is absolutely what we have to do. We have to just make it work for us.
Right.
And not worry about anything else.
Right.
And it was pretty it was the first time something like that was written where it isn't like the first time jazz and classical were written or something like that, but it's the first time it was done
with blues.
With blues, but in that way, with that approach. And the approach being, let's make sure there's classical, let's make sure there's blues, let's make sure they're working together.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that nothing like that has happened. Many symphonic rock things, all this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but not... It was more of a symphony backing up a rock band, or a rock band playing symphonic style music, but not that.
Yeah, the mashup that you guys did.
And that was the intention of it, and that was 1966.
And that was Siegel-Schwall.
Yeah, it was performed in 1968 for the first time.
Wow.
So we're talking about everything happened between 65 and 66.
So when was the actual record out here?
Not much later. because we played it with the San Francisco Symphony
Right.
many, many times.
Okay, so you're saying the first time was with the Chicago Symphony?
Yeah, but not recorded.
Okay.
Not recorded.
All right, gotcha.
Then we recorded it with the San Francisco Symphony, and I don't think that came out until the 70s.
72 or something.
Yeah, 73.
I remember that record. I do. I remember it because it was such a kind of like, it was such a different thing.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like it attracted people's ears because it was so different.
Yeah, yeah. And then the other one, then I recommended another piece. Everyone wanted to do it. Seiji, Bill Russo, Deutsche Grammophon.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill was in the midst of composing a work for Duke Ellington.
Wow.
Which was commissioned by the San Francisco Symphony. And the San Francisco Symphony and the city of San Francisco decided they wanted to do my piece first.
Wow.
And so they switched it to me, and Duke Ellington died. So they never got to do the Duke Ellington piece. I mean, there's all this
you
story.
upsurged.
No,
you upstaged Duke.
But that's an unfortunate bit of history. But
yeah.
So that's how it happened. That's the reality of how it happened. And and then I started getting commissions right then. 1975, the city of San Francisco. Martin Snipper was the head of the Arts Commission. They wanted me to write something for Arthur Fiedler for the San Francisco Symphony for 6,000 people at the Civic Auditorium.
It's very...
Showed up for that piece. That was the first...
There's no pressure there, is
No pressure.
Okay.
Well, I said, there's no pressure. I don't live in this city. I could leave.
Yeah.
You guys have to stay. You think I could write a symphonic work, a blues guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Try me,
Yeah.
So it was really a major success, and I got other commissions from that.
Right.
Including the Grand Park Symphony, and you read all this, the National Symphony. And then I got, to sort of evidence the fact that these pieces were successful, I got multiple commissions from the same orchestras.
Wow.
And I got, the same orchestras wanting to have me come back and write more.
The question I had, because you sent me something a couple days ago.
Oh, that's right. I sure did.
Yeah, and I didn't realize how much stuff were you writing back then of the actual orchestral parts. Were you writing it the whole time, or were you writing it with people? How did that happen?
When you have a computer, it's like having an orchestra.
Well, this is before computers.
Oh, the original stuff.
Yes.
I did everything I could possibly do. I had a 4-track recorder.
Uh-huh.
I had a melodica.
Okay.
I had a piano.
Right.
I had a harmonica. I had my voice, da 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 da. So I would just record mostly the melodica.
Mm-hmm.
Record multiple tracks, trying different things, writing it down. I knew how to write. I knew how to notate.
Right.
Not fluently, but I said, a G, let's see, isn't that the second line? Yeah. That kind of thing.
Right.
Well, how do I make it go faster? Put double, wings on it.
So you would basically write out a piece when you would compose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid so.
Yeah.
And the first time I ever did it, I had William Russo look at my score, and he was going to manage the copying of the parts, as they say. So you hire a copyist to read your score and then copy the parts, because you don't want to have to replicate it over and over and over.
Right.
So Bill Russo managed that for me. He hired a copyist and da 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 da. And so he was very supportive in that. But after that, I just started writing this stuff myself, and writing it out by hand, but making sure it was what I wanted by having it recording it on a 4-track and hearing the relationships and rhythms and things like that.
Right. Yeah, I was really impressed. I mean, I knew how long you'd been doing, classical music and blues together, but I got to admit, listening to that piece the other day, how intricate you're writing pieces.
Yeah.
You write very intricate pieces.
And I have to tell you, that piece of all the movements.
Yeah.
There's 3 other movements.
Yeah.
that's the least intricate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
I mean, there's
impressive.
some wild stuff
Yeah, it's pretty
that I have
impressive.
that really works. That's
Yeah.
the amazing thing. It's like crazy, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
What you heard was more, if someone's thinking of bringing blues to classical, that would be the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The simplest way, because it's a slow piece.
Right.
And the symphony is sort of playing classical melodies that you could improvise over
Mm-hmm.
in blues.
Right.
Which is really the basis of bringing the two together.
Yeah.
But there's other pieces where it's like really worked hard to find this meeting,
Mm-hmm.
where this is like really classical, and this is like really not classical.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So the other pieces are like
yeah,
that.
it's very. I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of my friend Aki Kumar, who does the same thing he's doing it with these old Bollywood songs.
Exactly.
But I didn't realize until just recently that he completely deconstructs and then reconstructs everything he's working on.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more originality than I kind of realized until I asked him that. He told me, he really deconstructs and then reconstructs everything he's writing.
And
so
you taught him, right?
I didn't
For a while.
teach him, but
A
he
little
was
bit.
influenced by me.
Yeah, definitely.
He was definitely influenced. Yeah,
But he's a great player
but he is. He's a great
and
player.
singer and
yeah,
showman.
Yeah, he's a great
and-
showman.
And soul,
Yeah.
beautiful soul.
Yeah.
And I take credit. Maybe I shouldn't, because I don't know. I thought I was the one that when I met him, you introduced me to
Mm-hmm.
him. I said, Aki, you have a whole culture of Indian music. Why don't you use that in your music? I thought I was the one that maybe he was going to do it anyway.
Well, I don't know. All I know is
But
that
I
him and
remember-
Jason Ricci had a lot to do with kind of constructing the ideas around what he ended up doing.
Yeah.
And Jason was a real motivator for him. in
Okay, I
terms
won't
of-
take credit for
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I don't
felt
really know.
good about saying.
All I know is I can tell you this, that basically what he told me was that after doing a blues band for 2 or 3 years, he kind of felt like I need to do something that is my own, is really me, and not just another guy with a hat and sunglasses in a sharkskin suit.
Right.
And so he kind of abandoned that
Yeah.
and went off on this thing of doing the Bollywood blues, and it's just blown
brilliant.
wide open.
It is
It's
brilliant.
blown wide open.
It is brilliant.
Yeah, and he's gotten a
the
whole
first
new
piece
audience.
he did, I remember he did.
Yeah,
One of the first pieces he did, I just loved it so much.
yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Something about going back to
Oh yeah, that thing back to Mumbai or
very
whatever. Yeah,
funky.
yeah. It's kind of like
You
a
know.
rolling and a tumbling almost kind of riff.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
But
But I think his real motivation for it was really just something that he felt like he could identify himself in and meld the two things in a lot of ways, like you with
totally.
the classical thing.
and I had just come off, performing with Dr. L. Subramanian,
Right.
and then I meet Aki Kumar.
Yeah.
And I go, Aki,
Yeah.
there's this whole thing that is yours.
Yeah.
Man. It's like yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he may have gotten that motivation.
We'll have to
from
ask
you.
him.
We'll ask him. Yeah.
I want credit. No, I don't.
Right.
I don't need
But-
any credit. Ideas are a dime a dozen.
I mean, the thing we're talking about here is really just the whole thing of how do you find something that is really yours in music? And I mean, in a lot of ways, that's something you've really done. It's something Aki's really done. I've seen a few musicians that really kind of find something that is theirs, and that's a hard thing to do.
Howlin Wolf and Muddy Waters both complimented Siegel-Schwall.
Right,
They said everyone else is trying to sound like us,
right.
and I
Took that to heart.
well, I explained to them that I tried to sound like them,
Mm-hmm.
and I failed.
Too bad more white guys don't say that, huh?
But I failed, and
Yeah.
and I gave up very quickly, like in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And wanted to play music, that's all. So it wasn't
Right.
like I was looking for my own sound or
Right.
trying to do
It
something
just kind of
different.
came.
I think, you know, I've been doing this long enough, 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could offer the way into that. The way into that is, number one, quote Jesse Colin Young, who after 60 some years of playing music, he says, "What were we so worried about?" You know?
Yeah.
Okay?
You're
I
saying, in
think we
other
could
words, just letting things happen.
we could all relate
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah, just letting things happen.
For me, it was really clear because I followed my skill. I did things that I felt comfortable with
Mm-hmm.
and developed those.
Right.
That was it,
Right.
you know? And
Instead of chasing after something,
Yeah.
like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think anyone could do that at any time. Is just, what do I really want to do? And not the biggest crusher of individuality is the music industry
Oh God.
and our projection about it.
Oh yeah.
I always say, when commerce follows art,
Right.
there's creativity,
Right.
there's individuality,
Right.
there's diversity.
Right.
When art follows commerce, everything
luck.
becomes the same.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah.
And I heard a great podcast, or it was on radio yesterday, and this guy was talking about how the whole algorithms, that's like the beginning of no more art.
That's right. Oh, you mean
Yeah.
AI?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
Oh yeah.
I got something on AI I think
Yeah.
you'll love. Artificial intelligence, right?
Right.
Intelligence is already artificial.
Yeah.
As funny as that is,
Yeah.
one of the reasons it's so funny
Yeah.
is because it's so true.
Yeah.
Okay, the other thing is really AI should be artificial intuition.
Mm. Because it's not intuitive.
Yeah, it's artificial.
Yeah, it's artificial.
Yeah, but it's trying to copy intuition,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Sure is.
And no worries on that.
Absolutely
No worries on that
true.
end. No worries on
Absolutely
that
true.
end.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the whole idea of this thing of, you know, that you lose that individuality.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the
Because
saddest
it's the
part
opposite. It's the opposite
Yeah.
of individuality
It is.
and diversity.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like
And the whole idea of not choosing.
Yeah.
Because that's what it comes down to.
it comes to not choosing.
Yeah.
And in the book I wrote, Let Your Music Soar, I talk about that you don't have to judge when you're creating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, here's the pros and cons, why you should do this, why you should... No, you just hold it up, and if it feels good, you go with it.
Right.
And if it doesn't feel good, you don't even take the time to say, this doesn't feel good.
Just
or
go
this
on
is
to
why it
something
doesn't
else.
work.
Yeah.
You just find the things that
Right.
work and you go with those. That work
Right.
for you.
Right.
If you find, and that's another way in, is that you look for the things that work for you and you do those.
Mm-hmm.
And you know they work for you if it feels good.
Right.
Not if, oh, I think this is better. It's not about thinking, it's about feeling. When we
Mhm.
play music,
Absolutely.
we do it for the feel.
Right.
So pick things that feel good. And if you are a Bob Dylan fan and all you want to do is Bob Dylan songs and you want to do them just like Bob Dylan and that feels right, do it. That's individuality.
Yeah.
Even if you're copying someone,
Yeah.
but that's your passion and that's what you love and it feels right, it works.
You know what realization I came to a long time ago was...
No, because I don't read your mind.
Stop, Corky.
Okay.
Is that no matter how hard you try to copy somebody, you're still going to sound like yourself.
That's right.
And that's the truth. You can copy somebody for 20 years and you're still going to end up sounding like yourself.
Yeah. And
I've seen that 1,000 times.
And the challenge with that for some people is that they'll never sound as good as the person they're copying.
No, they won't. But if they just keep doing it long enough, they'll sound like themselves.
And sound really good.
Yeah. What was that great Woody Allen movie?
I think it all works.
Remember that great Woody Allen movie, what was it? Something Moon? The one with Sean Penn? What was the name of it? But it was the one where he wanted to be as good as Django Reinhardt, and he goes, "I'm the guy that's almost as good as Django Reinhardt."
Oh wow! Well, it was a thing in marketing.
It was such a great movie.
I always say, in marketing, I said, I opened for Mick Jagger, I opened for the Michael Jackson, I opened for Janis Joplin, I opened for Joni Mitchell. It's like, that means you're not them.
Yeah.
You're making that clear.
Right.
Because you opened for them.
Right.
Don't ever say you opened for somebody. Don't ever say that.
Right.
When you're, trying to have a career or something, which I never tried to have, but don't say that.
So what was your experiences with, because I know you were on a lot of labels besides, you were on Vanguard. How many albums were you committed with them?
Committed is the right word.
Yeah, I know, committed, yeah.
I think there were 5.
6? 5? Okay. Yeah.
And RCA was 5.
I think Joe had like 10. No, I think so.
Oh, God. Well, he won the lawsuit. So.
Yeah, I guess he did.
Yeah.
But what was the biggest label you were on?
Well, they didn't get bigger, they got smaller.
Deutsche Grammophon.
It started, okay, to answer your question. Deutsche Grammophon sold...
Was that the first classical record?
The first one went platinum.
Wow.
The second one sold hundreds of thousands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then what other labels were you on besides those?
Okay, so Vanguard.
Okay.
RCA.
Oh, you were on RCA.
Yeah, for 5 albums.
Okay. Wow.
Alligator.
Well,
for 4.
RCA is a pretty big label.
That's pretty big.
How did that go?
Really good.
Really?
Yeah, really fun too.
Wow.
Like, I had the head of sales and the head of promotion come to my little apartment to try and talk me into going on the road and touring a lot. And they left me with a little RCA dog, which you've seen in some of my videos. And said they wanted to lock me in the room with one of their artists and leave.
What did that mean?
It meant I wouldn't travel.
Oh, you're saying because you wouldn't travel, they were pissed off.
Yeah, they wanted me to, go on the road.
Go on the road.
I said, look, we already did it, and you guys weren't there.
Really?
You didn't promote it, so what am I doing wasting? I'll go where I want to go.
Yeah.
Because we play music.
So what happened? You had an album out, and they just didn't bother to promote the tour?
Well, it's the music industry.
Right.
So they're interested in making money, and that's it.
Yeah.
So for whatever reasons, Siegel-Schwall played in San Francisco, and they weren't around. There was no promotion.
Yeah.
And so I thought, what are we going on the road for them?
Yeah.
If they're not
promoting it. Hell yeah. Yeah.
And even so, our mission, Jim and I and the band, was to play music. And we went places we wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't just trying to play every night.
Right. Right.
And we wanted to make the music really always fun.
Now, did you guys tour much? Was there a period where you guys were really on the road a lot?
From 1966 to 1968.
So 2 years you were on the road a lot.
Just no home,
No home.
just straight. And that was before RCA.
Yeah.
So we had enough.
And that was true of Butterfield's band was like that too, I heard.
Yeah. And we just went on the road.
Mhm.
So, and that was great. And
But that's
ignorance is
it's a
bliss.
hard life.
Well, we didn't.
I think as a 20-year-old or
then,
20-year-old, I mean that's really not a bad thing at that point.
Yeah, we didn't know any better, and we were having a ball.
Yeah.
And then we got smart.
Yeah.
We got smarter, and we said, "What do we need to do that?
Yeah.
Let's stay home."
If you can stay home and drive
Yeah, we had
gigs and
that.
come back. Yeah.
We had that 250-mile radius thing,
Right. If you
and we
had that,
played
yeah.
one night at the Quiet Night,
Right.
and then the weekends we would just accept gigs
Yeah.
within 250. And then if we wanted to go to San Francisco,
Fly out.
no one was stopping us.
Right.
We drove actually.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, because
Wow.
we'd go to Colorado,
Okay.
play a gig, and then go to San
So
Francisco
you'd kind of route it out
a little bit.
Yeah.
And we played a couple things and then went back home. Or and usually it was just San Francisco and Colorado is all we ever
Right.
really wanted to go, but we went there,
You probably had good followings, I would think, in those places.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Well, I remember when I went to the Summer of Love. What was it?
Reunion?
The celebration that
Yeah,
they had.
yeah.
They had a thing at DeYoung Museum, and I think I sent you a bunch of the posters.
Yeah, our poster.
And it was like, man, I was like, I had no idea you guys played in San Francisco as often as you did.
Yeah, constantly.
Yeah.
But we
We're on a
lived
ton
there.
of
We
posters.
moved there for a couple months and just played. And there wasn't the kind of thing as, oh, well, you played the Avalon, you can't play the Fillmore.
You could play either
We
one.
could just kept playing.
Yeah.
This amount, well, okay, we'll do this, do that,
Yeah.
And it was great.
What was a memorable double bill that you can think of?
Oh man, the one that just sticks in my mind right here was I know Sly and the Family Stone I think was on it, but it was Jeff Beck
Mhm.
and his singer was Rod
Rod
Stewart.
Stewart, right?
And I don't know why that just sticks, but
Yeah.
I just remember,
Yeah, that was a great combination.
yeah, and Rod sang with his back to the audience.
Did he
which I thought was
really?
Interesting, yeah.
Wow,
He was so shy.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That was Ron Wood in the band too.
I don't know.
Yeah, Ron Wood was the bass
Wow,
player.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I remember that, and I remember Bill Graham calling Jim Schwall. We were staying at the Iroquois Hotel in San Francisco,
Mhm.
and he said, "Jim, bring the band over. I want you to meet someone." And he introduced us to Jimi Hendrix.
Wow, too much. Was he on the bill?
He was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
and there's rumors that that I sat in with him or so. I don't remember that at all. Or we were on the bill with him or so. I don't
Yeah.
remember that. But
Yeah.
Jimmy and Janis Joplin, she was a fan.
Well,
And
I know
good
you told
friend.
me you picked them up when they came to Chicago.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was
Mother Blues or something.
Yeah, 1966.
Right.
Yeah, that was the drive.
And I know they said they were broke ass by the time they left.
They were what?
Broke. By the time they left
Oh.
Chicago, they
Oh, I didn't
they
know
basically were really broke.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they had no one
Yeah.
turned out. No one turned out.
Well, they said they drove back, I think, in a convertible with all their instruments
Oh, they
sticking
didn't
out
take-
of
they
the.
didn't
No,
fly?
they drove back.
Because we
No, they drove back.
we picked him up from the airport. I picked him up.
No, they ended up getting a car, either a drive away or buying a car, and
Wow.
they drove back in the car. Yeah.
I might have remembered that.
Yeah. No, I did interviews with both Peter Albin, the
Oh,
bass player, and Dave Getz, the drummer, and they both
they were very nice.
confirmed that. They're great guys. Yeah. Yeah.
And they were very humble.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure.
Very.
I'm sure. Well, that was a new band
Yeah.
when they came out there. I think that's where they recorded the first album. Actually,
Yeah.
they recorded the first album. I think in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
I know that.
I can't remember. It was either. I know that the album was. I think so. I think they recorded it either in Chicago or in San Francisco,
Uh-huh.
right around that same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just tell me some. Here's another question I had. When you guys were touring, Was it Sam in the band at that time?
In 1960s.
Sam Lay, yeah.
No, it was Russ Chadwick, Jack Dawson, and Jim and I.
But you had an integrated band at one point.
Earlier,
Okay.
it was Jack Myers.
Okay.
That was very early Siegel-Schwall. When we absolutely started out, it was Joss Davidson, Russ Chadwick, Jim Schwall, and me, and we were all white.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, again, Johnny Pepper set us up with
Right.
with famous bass players and
Right.
drummers. So and then Joss didn't want to go on the road, and that's where Jack Myers joined the band,
Mm-hmm.
and we did a few things with him, and then we ended up getting Jack Dawson,
Okay.
and that was there for a while. And then it wasn't until, and then Sam was in the band in 1969,
Okay. And now,
but just for a year.
okay, so I'm just curious about
So
something
it was
because
back and forth.
this is something I've always wondered. I mean, I don't hear much about this. I don't think I brought it up that much in some of the other interviews with guys from that time that had integrated bands like Butterfield and you guys.
Uh-huh.
What was that like going on the road? I mean, were there weird situations you guys would get into where,
You mean like police holding guns to
No, more just people treating you guys badly because you were integrated.
having a gun held to your head isn't being
Did that
treated
happen?
badly? Yeah.
The cops?
Yeah.
What happened?
Get out of the car!
And was this just they pulled you over and
Yeah.
that was that?
Or the restaurant, we don't serve you people here.
Right. Did
Or
that
the
kind
hotel,
of stuff happen?
sorry, we're all booked up.
Did that kind
But
of
we
stuff
have
happen?
reservations
So that kind of stuff did happen.
every day.
Really?
Every day.
Every day when it was an integrated band.
Even with chamber blues in the 90s.
What?
Yeah. We don't have, people like you aren't allowed in here.
And where would this happen?
What
Like in the
about-
Midwest? or-
My group wanted to go in and drink somewhere,
Yeah.
have some drinks. And they walked in, and Frankie was our tabla player.
Uh-huh.
And they let everyone in and stopped Frankie.
Wow.
And said, we don't allow people like you in here.
Where was this?
Florida.
Wow. Unbelievable.
And we'd also very commonly, when, Rollo and Sam were in the band.
Right. So you had
You know.
two black guys in the band at that point.
Yeah, we oftentimes they wouldn't get served.
Yeah.
We'd be sitting there and we'd get our order and they would never get their order.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So this
and
was in the Midwest?
all over.
All
You
over.
name it. And the thing is, in the earlier days,
And this was
We'd have-
69?
we'd have somebody go in. And one time Rollo was pulled out of, I wasn't there, but he was pulled out of his car. Then they realized they got the wrong guy and they beat him up.
In Chicago?
Yeah, yeah. So there was, and I was beat up by the police, and they broke into my house and beat me up because they thought I was the money behind one of the political movements,
Really?
and they broke my walls and everything, and there was a glass zebra that they broke, which we glued together, and I still have it. Stuff like that.
So let me ask you this. How did that affect you guys as a band?
We were
Did that draw everybody closer together having stuff like that go down?
I think we were already close.
Yeah.
It was just a reality.
It was just the reality you were dealing with. Yeah.
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 And I mean, the other thing I really want to talk about you and Sam because
Sam Lay.
Yeah, Sam Lay, because Sam Lay was he was literally one of the last of the Chicago blues drummers to really he got recognition, but I'm just saying he was such a giant in the blues drumming world. And I saw both you and Holly really look after him. And I was so impressed with just the way you two took care of him. that was a real thing that I respected about the both of you for doing that. I mean, there's two things with that, and then also just your guys' political bent and the fact that you're so politically involved, and you're such true believers in a hopeful world, and I mean, it's an unusual thing in life, you know, to meet people that look out for somebody like Sam, and also, you know, have been, you know, Crusaders for Common Cause and a lot of other programs that you guys have aligned yourself with. But Sam was somebody that, for me, I mean, that was really a powerful thing that I saw you guys do, letting him live at your house and looking. Didn't he live there for a while, or would he just spend the night occasionally or whatever?
Well, he could spend the night anytime he wanted.
But you guys took him to appointments, as I recall, and.
Well, a little bit here and there. Holly took really good care of him. He called Holly the lieutenant, right? Sergeant Holly. So he had to follow her routine, and
right.
You know, we tried to take care of him. He wasn't easy to take care of.
Right, but
we tried.
You guys definitely made the effort.
I mean, Holly really did.
You guys really made the effort, and I thought that was. You know, that's a really commendable thing, because, you know, especially somebody that's older than you as he was, you know, it's a tricky situation.
Well, I got a funny story about that, sort of a culmination. I took care of him sort of more on the stage during the performances and in that organizational world, but Holly took care of him in all the logistics and everything else, and making sure he got dressed and all these things. But so Sam is getting old, and I could see that he wasn't going to be able to play the drums the way he's been playing it. Mm-hmm. He was, you know,
starting to lose some of his tempo and stuff.
And I felt like a lot of it was just psychological, because he knew he was getting old.
Right.
You know, so I thought we better make one more record, and we should make sure that Sam writes some songs on this record. Sam had never written a song before. I said, Sam, it's really easy, you know. So he wrote a bunch of songs.
Wow.
And put it on the album, and then we tried to get him to perform the songs, and he wouldn't perform any of them. I got him to perform a little bit of, he did a guitar and sang on one of our albums.
Right.
Beautiful.
Really beautiful.
And he wrote the song.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't, when we would have him play that in the show, he would end up playing a Lightning Hopkins tune instead of the one he wrote.
Yeah, because it was easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I finally got him to do a song called Going Back to Alabama. And I'd have the lyrics for him, and he'd forget it, and I'd yell the words to him, and just anything to get him to play it, right? So, the day he died, I believe it was the day he died or the day of the actual funeral. Mm-hmm. Oh no, it was the day of his funeral, because they decided to, Sam wanted to be buried in Alabama. Mm-hmm. And so the day of his funeral, they shipped him to Alabama. And that's the day I got the royalty statement for $600 for the song Going Back to Alabama.
So that basically brought him back to Alabama. Wow. Crazy.
Because Alligator Records put that song on one of their special compilations.
What a trip.
And it got, of course, a lot of attention. And the first time he made money on a song, he had already...
God almighty.
And it's called Going Back to Alabama. And that's where it was going.
Yeah. And now you worked with him in the Chicago Blues Reunion as well, right?
That is right.
Yeah. So that was an
experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like that was really kind of like the Curmudgeon Blues Express there, right?
Well, we were going through the airport, and Sam was in a wheelchair.
Right.
Harvey was in a wheelchair. Nick was in a wheelchair.
Nick Gravenitis.
Yeah, Nick Gravenitis.
Harvey Mandel.
Sam. And we're wheeling him through the airport. And we said, well, guys, rock and roll. This is the roll part. Oh,
And you had Barry Goldberg.
Barry Goldberg, too.
Yeah.
And so Holly just said, you know, the Rolling Stones, hey, you get off, out of, what is it?
Get off of my cloud.
Yeah, no, we're changing the lyrics. Hey, you get off of my lawn.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what, I have a friend that wrote a song called that.
Oh.
Yeah, Billy Wirtz wrote a song.
Oh, I know Billy Wirtz.
Yeah,
He's
he
a
wrote,
friend.
he wrote that, yeah.
He would have.
Hey, you, get off my lawn. Hey, punks, get off my lawn.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you get off of my lawn.
So, how long did you guys do the Chicago Blues reunion for?
It's sort of, for me, it sort of faded out, so it's hard to say, because I slipped away from it at some point, and they kept it going for a little while. Right. And actually, the guy that played harmonica was
Rob Stone. You mean?
Rob Stone.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a nice match.
Yeah. Well, he was real good friends with Barry.
And Barry, exactly. Yeah. So that was really nice.
And then you had the movie. They made the movie about you guys.
Born in Chicago. Yeah.
Right.
Originally, it was about all the young white kids falling in love with the blues.
Right.
And they changed the story over time.
Right, I noticed that
but that's fine.
It had a few different forms, as I recall.
It did. It
did.
But it's good. It's really very, very nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now it's more about Butterfield and Bloomfield, and that's it.
Right.
But I'm in the movie.
You're in the movie, yeah.
And they don't really talk about a lot.
Well, my one critique of it was it felt like it really kind of excluded a lot of the older guys.
That too.
And I didn't like that angle of it. And I know the guy who made it, Bob Searles. I know Bob.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's the one thing I felt was it was kind of missing was, And
it's something like that. There's always something missing.
And I'll tell you what, I remember, here's one of my memories of Sam was on when we did the Chicago Blues Festival together. And Harvey Mandel was there and a bunch of other people.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember Sam was in the back room, kind of had some people gathered around him. And then at one point, everyone left. It was just me and Sam. And he just kind of had this real sad look on his face. He goes, I started all these guys, man. He goes, I started them out. And they've all forgotten about me.
Wow.
And it really did a number on me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I said, I just said, no, they haven't forgotten about you,
No,
but I understand how you feel.
Yeah.
But it was like, man, that was a sad thing to see somebody his age feeling like that.
Yeah.
But I understand it. I totally get it because, it's kind of like all of us are mentors to somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're all mentors to somebody. And eventually it does come down to that thing of that the older you get, the more you see people constantly taking your place and kind of taking up a lot of the attention.
No one's taking my place, man.
And my friend RW wrote this great song.
Okay.
He wrote a great song.
You sang it. I think I heard you sing it.
I don't know if you did, but he wrote this great song that's brand new.
Okay.
It's about, a shuffling. I shuffled in the morning, I shuffled on the train, I shuffled after midnight, I shoveled in the rain, but what you gonna do when your shuffling days are gone? Let me tell you, boy, there's some new kid coming along. And, that's kind of what it is. That's really what it is. But the other thing I wanted to just talk about a little bit was just your merging of, from going from symphonies, you eventually kind of merged something where you worked with string quartets.
Yeah.
And I want you to talk a little bit about how that came to be. And
I couldn't get a symphony in the bus very easily.
No. Very expensive.
Yeah. You know, I took up, someone said, why did you give up give up saxophone for the harmonica?
Mhm. Easier to take in your pocket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing with the string quartet and the symphony.
Right. Right.
In every way. So it takes me about a year to write a symphonic work, a 30-minute, 20-minute symphonic work.
Mhm.
And it takes me maybe a month or a couple weeks or 3 weeks, something like that, to write a nice little chamber piece. Well, if it's a song, I could write that like in a couple weeks.
Right.
If it's just music, instrumental, that's going to take a couple months.
Take longer. Yeah.
Yeah, but not a year.
Right.
And I could be writing a couple of them at the same time, and you know, so it was more portable in every way. And I love the sound of a string quartet. And then tabla, of course, was the percussion instrument of choice, Indian tabla. And it's the same project. It's finding ways of having a classical string quartet maintain its classical character, but involved in the work, not just sweetening, but actually part of the composition.
Right.
And blues harmonica or blues piano, how they could work together without melding, without blending, but staying separate. So that you hear the blues character, you hear the classical character, and they're working together. That's sort of the mission. It doesn't always happen that way, because I just go with whatever happens.
Right.
But that's sort of the mission is always there.
And you've kind of worked with musicians from all over the world, haven't you?
Well,
I mean, I know you've got some Indian percussionists that have come in.
oh yeah, but oh yeah, the guest artists.
Yeah, guest
We have
artists.
a lot of
yeah.
guest artists. Toronzo Cannon.
Right, right.
So what happens is Holly will think you know what, the blues festival is coming. Let's do a show at the City Winery in Chicago with a blues guy. So we call Bruce. Hey Bruce, do you have any recommendations for? Yeah, Toronzo Cannon. So I meet with Toronzo Cannon. I listen to a bunch of his songs. I do arrangements for his songs, which you could hear one of them on that album.
Oh,
Probably.
okay.
You
Right.
probably haven't heard
I
it.
don't
It's
think
hysterical.
I've heard it. No.
He does Insurance. You know his song Insurance?
No.
Oh, we'll play it for you.
Okay.
But Insurance, and so I do a classical arrangement of his blues tune. As much as you could possibly do that.
Right, right, right.
And it's really, really cool, you know, but I would write a bunch of tunes for him, and he'd come and do the show with us. And then she'd say, we should do something with Ernie. Hey, Ernie, you want to do chamber blues? Yeah, I'd love to. So, you know, I wrote an arrangement for his hit tune of Oasis, a 13-minute arrangement.
Wow.
And then someone else had written some other string quartet things for him, so I used those. And then Marcy, I wrote like 5 or 6 things for Marcella Detroit.
Right, right.
You know, including Lay Down Sally.
Right.
A very
And
classical
she's
arrangement.
played
of that.
with sang with all kinds of
Yeah.
famous people, yeah.
Yeah, so what would happen is I'd have all
Was
these...
her name Marcy Levy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah.
So what we did on the last
I
two
used
albums...
to date her cousin.
You did.
Yeah.
The last 2 albums, we would choose which was our favorite song from each artist, from each show. We'd pick one song, and then we called it Different Voices, that album. And then the next album, we did more different voices, and we did the same thing. We chose, you know, different people. So Marcy's on it again, and Toronzo, a Jewish cantor who's from
Wow.
Ukraine.
Wow.
That was not intended.
Yeah.
The album, once it went on the album, then the war broke out.
Wow.
So we had this Jewish cantor singing a Jewish song for peace
How wild.
from Ukraine.
That's incredible.
It's on the album.
Yeah.
And It's the song lasts 15 seconds, well, half a minute. I wrote a 7-minute version of it, you know, theme and variations.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good, really beautiful the way it came out. But anyway, who else is on the album? You know,
Tracy,
Frank Orrell from Boy Dog Pondering.
I'm not sure.
Tracy Nelson.
Tracy Nelson.
Oh, okay, Tracy. Yeah.
Yeah, she did a beautiful job, and
Wow.
yeah. So, but it's again, the approach is have the string quartet play in the classical mode, and not play long notes. It's not sweetening. They're the guitar player.
It's what?
They're the guitar player.
Oh, okay.
I always tell
All
the
right.
sound engineers when we're doing a live show,
Right.
think of the string quartet as the guitar player.
Interesting. Wow.
So it's guitar and vocal
Yeah.
and harmonica.
Wow.
They're the guitar.
Yeah. What a trip.
Yeah.
So now, when did you start doing that? Was that when you were with Alligator that you kind of started doing that?
We started in 87.
Because you were doing the Alligator records,
Nice.
with Siegel-Schwall,
Yeah.
but you were doing this previous to the Alligator records.
Yeah, this was
Okay.
first. Wait, no.
All right.
About the same time.
Well, no. Siegel-Schwall, we did a recording for them in 87.
Mm-hmm.
Then we did Chamber Blues in 94
Okay.
or 91 or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, and then we did another Siegel-Schwall one. And then we did another Chamber Blues. You know, it was like that.
So you're kind of straddling both
Yeah,
projects.
But Chamber Blues has at least five albums, and two of them are an Alligator.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the players themselves are from different cultures.
What?
The players.
Oh, the play. What's interesting, and this wasn't planned, we have an African American cellist.
Mm-hmm.
We have a violinist from Taiwan
Mm-hmm.
and a violinist from Spain, and tabla from India.
Yeah, so you're a real multicultural
Yeah,
orchestra,
and an American violist.
right? Wow. Very interesting. Have you guys traveled all over the world with that?
Yeah. Not
Where have
long,
we
but
been?
have
I
been
think
to
we stayed in the
France.
United States,
Yeah,
right?
we've been to France, actually a
Oh, we
blues
did, we-
festival twice.
Blues sur Seine.
Blues sur Seine.
Where's that?
It's in
Outside of Paris.
Mont-la-Jolie, which is outside of Paris. It's a blues festival, and
Oh,
Chamber
okay.
Blues did that. You played there twice.
The Monterey Blues Festival we played twice.
Wow. Okay.
Winnipeg Folk Festival they played.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aspen
Banff.
Music Festival twice. That's
Yeah.
Wow.
big. Because
That's
we were the
real big.
first
Yeah.
non-classical group. to play.
Wow.
And then they had us back. So that was big.
That is
That
big.
was
big.
Yeah, that is
The
big.
Banff Festival,
Banff Festival.
the festival Salmon Arm in Vancouver.
Yeah.
I know that one. I've
yeah,
played that
they-
one. Yeah.
Chamber Blues pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you the story of don't ever ask me where one is?
What a one is?
Where one is?
Where one is.
Yeah,
I don't-
where's one?
I don't
You know?
remember.
So when we did the Salmon Arm Festival with Chamber Blues, we have a photograph of it. They want you to do a workshop, but what a
Right.
workshop means, it's not a workshop, it's just jam with other musicians in front of
Right.
people. So we had a Lunasa,
Lunasa,
the
Irish.
Irish string band, and we had Hassan Hakmoun, the Moroccan band,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted me to jam with both of them at the same time with
Right.
Chamber Blues.
Right.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
A lot of people on stage.
18 people.
Wow.
So I talked to Lunasa and I said, can you play do you know 12-bar blues? No, they didn't. I said, well, just play in the key of G and do an Irish jig. It'll work.
Uh-huh.
Blues, right?
Yeah.
No, and you know.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. And so I went to Hakmoun and we worked on something. And I said, Hakmoun, there's one thing I have to tell you, especially because this is going to be quite cacophonic. Cacophonic. Is I, as a musician, have a lot of trouble sometimes knowing where one is. I'll have to turn to my blues band and, turn to Rollo or Jim. Where's one?
Yeah.
Because I'll get lost and
Right.
things get reversed and
Yeah.
and they'll have to give me And he said, "Man, you Western musicians, you always need to know where one is. One is in here. Don't ever ask me where one is. Don't ever ask Hassan Hakmoon, where one is." Okay. So anyway, we're there jamming, and it is noise. It is cacophony.
Is it?
And I'm on my knees, and Hakmoon plays this bass instrument, and he's like wailing away.
Right.
"Hakmoon!
Where's the one?
What man? What man? Where's two?"
That's good. Yeah. And I'll count backwards from that.
Yeah, exactly.
To find the one.
Where's two? Don't.
So tell me about this last thing that you just got done doing in Germany,
Oh yeah.
in this small town.
Well, it was, we played the second Russo piece called Street Music. And it was for 5 performances and a couple rehearsals. And it was wild. It was a great symphony.
And what town was this in?
It was in Regensburg, Germany.
And is that a small town?
Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
small town, but it's an ancient town,
Yep, medieval.
medieval.
No
Awesome.
cars. No
Yeah.
cars.
And occasionally when Holly and I call a symphony and saying, would you like to do street music, or my new pieces or this or that, they never call back.
Right.
Zero.
Right.
But every once in a while someone calls me and they go, "We'd like you to play with the London Symphony or this or that."
Right. Yeah.
And that's how we get the gigs. This particular one was a word of mouth. We had played in another symphony in Germany for 9 performances.
Mm-hmm.
And the musicians in that orchestra, some of them now are playing in the Regensburg.
Okay.
Said, "Oh, you got to do this." And
So basically, you had some people
crossover.
there was some crossover, and that's how you got the gig.
And that's how we got the original German gig,
Was it?
which is
From
funny.
musicians.
Someone gave the
Yeah.
conductor a CD. This is a funny story.
Yeah.
He puts it in his car, and he listens, starts listening to it,
He listened to like the first
and he hated it.
the first 2 minutes. In the first minute of street music, there's a long, kind of like in Rhapsody in Blue, you have that long sweep. Well, there's
Right.
a long sweep of harmonica that goes, wow, and he just went, "Oh no," and he clicked it off right then after
Yeah.
like 10 seconds.
So
He went, "Oh no, that's not happening."
So that was it. So, a couple months later, he's in his car, and he didn't know the CD was still in there. And he turned on what he thought was the radio.
Yeah.
And he's hearing, from the 2 minutes, he's hearing the rest of the piece. And he said, "What is this piece of music?" And he's waiting for the announcer to say what the
That's
piece
so
of
great.
music is.
That's so great. So he judged it once negatively, and then
Exactly.
heard it again and judged it positively.
Exactly, and
Just
wanted to do it in 9 performances. And
That's
we're like
amazing.
best friends.
That is
He
amazing.
said it blew his mind because he's waiting, and then this CD pops out, and he went, "Oh no!"
Can't be that. But you know what's so great about that is that's one of those examples of
Yeah.
how your listening or your preconception of something can get altered.
Constantly. There's
It can be altered, and it can be like all of a sudden you hear the same thing, but you hear it on the radio or what you think is the radio,
It makes
and
a
you have a
difference.
total different
Yeah, and
outcome on
you
it.
can't step into the same river twice.
Right.
It's always a different experience.
But that was one of the things I wanted to mention is, we're talking about, I asked you on our break about just this whole thing of how, music can resonate from such a long time ago. You can hear something and it just sticks in you. It stays with you. And it can happen, you can resurrect something from 50 years ago and how it affected you. And you might not hear the person again for 50 years, but that one time stays with you.
Yeah.
And I think with all artists, we have that capacity to get into people's heads,
Yeah.
and they don't forget you. And
Right.
and there's something really, to me, it's very rewarding to know that can happen.
Well, as Ernie says, it's our job. That's
Yeah.
our job. It's clear what our job is. People
Yeah.
come up constantly to artists.
Yeah.
And here's some things they say to all artists. That was the best concert I ever heard.
Right.
I love that one.
Right. That's a great one.
And they
yeah.
have to say that.
Yeah.
Because it should be.
Yeah.
Every concert should be.
Yeah.
We think, oh, hey, that was the best concert they ever heard. Sorry. But anyway, the next
That could change a month later.
yeah. Or the next day.
Yeah.
Definitely it'll change the next day.
Right.
How easy they forget.
Right.
But then they'll say, I was really depressed, and you guys just made me, or this is where I met my wife at your concert,
Right.
or I had a really bad cold, and it's gone.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You healed me.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of different scenarios of how that happens. But I mean, the other thing is, if you see somebody once and they move you, it doesn't mean you have to go back and see them every time they come into town.
No, it doesn't.
Because that performance is probably going to stay with you. And I mean, I don't know about
in some
you,
way,
but,
in some
yeah,
fashion.
but I mean, there's so many people I've seen over my lifetime that I only saw them once or twice, and it still stayed with me.
Yeah.
You know?
My memory is a thing of the past.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there are those little moments. Yeah, I haven't thought about it that much. What you're talking about, I'm not, but I haven't listened to music that much. As I tell people, it's pouring out of my ears.
Mm-hmm.
My foot's going all night.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you too probably, but
Oh, yeah.
I haven't really pursued listening to music. Doesn't mean I haven't listened to it.
Yeah.
Just means it's not. After some of the initial stuff in my early days, there was a point where it was just me pouring out whatever comes out
Mm-hmm.
and not pursuing listening.
Yeah.
So, but I think music is an amazing medium. Here, listen to this one. It's an amazing medium. The artist gets way too much credit.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that.
Yes. Absolutely.
The music, just
Yeah.
we get to play in the sandbox.
Music is a gift.
Yeah.
It's a gift. It comes through people.
And we get to play in the sandbox and manipulate the musical elements to our
Mhm.
own delight.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we get to do. And then, oh, what a great artist. Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But the music,
We're just the
The
medium.
power of
We're
music,
just the
yeah.
medium.
yeah, the power
That's
of
what it
music is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
And the way I explain it is, well, no, I don't want to get into that. It's okay. But here's the best example. So Holly said to me, boy, what a genius that artist is that wrote this composition
Mm-hmm.
with birds on a wire, and he based that on a composition.
Mm-hmm.
And listen to that music, it's genius. And so some other day I said to Holly, I'm going to write this down. Tell me, pick a number from 1 to 5. Pick another number from 1 to 5. And I just did that, and I just wrote these numbers down.
Mm-hmm.
And what she didn't know is that the first numbers were the pitches. I already had defined 1 through 5 as different pitches, so she was choosing the pitches.
Ah.
And then the next 1 through 5 was the rhythm. So was it a whole note, a half note?
Okay.
Okay, so basically,
So you wrote your first piece
Yeah.
and didn't even know
Didn't even know it.
it.
so I put it in, I recorded it just exactly the way she did. The only thing I did was I added dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
Because later I did another experiment where I had 36 people name numbers and letters and things, and I had it actually. So you listen. So I played the piece for Holly a few days afterwards. I said, I want you to listen to something. And she heard this. She said, that's brilliant. Who wrote that?
You did.
So
That's great.
the artist gets way too much credit.
Yeah.
Because the music is so powerful that you could just name numbers and create this beautiful, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we get to do that.
Yeah,
We get to choose things we
Yeah.
like, and
yeah, and it's fun.
and it's fun, and
It is fun.
And the
I mean,
artist-
I have to say, I mean, I go through these times when I start songs, and I just kind of I put them on my phone. I just come up with some lyrics or whatever. Sometimes they'll sit around for 5 or 10 years,
yeah,
and then at some point I go, I got to write some songs.
yeah,
And I'll take all those lyrics and I'll maybe write with somebody else, or I'll just start kind of manipulating the lyrics that I have. And it's like to be able to come up with an actual
Yeah.
song.
ta-da! I
Yeah,
love
it's really, it's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
It's an awesome thing.
Yeah, we have the song we're playing
Yeah.
tonight called Queen Ida,
Oh.
which is like that. I wrote a bunch of lyrics for it a long time ago when I was sitting in with Queen Ida a
Right.
couple times.
I remember her, yeah.
Yeah, and
She was the first person I ever saw that talked in a third person.
oh
And
really?
she would go, Queen Ada does not play for less than $1,500.
Well, Mickey Raffel was her harmonica player, and he had me sit in a couple
Really?
times. Yeah.
Wow.
So I wrote this song, and I finished it like a year ago, or 6 months ago, or something like that. And I'm singing it tonight.
Cool.
It's an interesting tune.
I will hear it. Yeah.
You gonna play something with me?
I would love to.
How about Billie Jean?
Depends. I only got an A harmonica on me. I'll see if I got some more in the car.
Yeah, you need a D harmonica to
D,
play an
okay. Well, no, I can play on an A.
A. Oh, you
in
can
the key of
in the key of A.
In the key of A, I can play on an A harmonica in A.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Wow. I don't know how you do that.
Corky, it's been fascinating.
Mark. It's
Thanks
always been
again.
fascinating.